Before we jump into mods, let's have a look what's been happening with Luke's journey within the game.
I want to learn the ways of the Force and become a Jedi like my father.
This is where the fun begins.
Welcome back to another episode of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. As always, it's me, the Smithie D. In today's video, it's all about mods, and we're going to be having a look what mods you should be farming, and really what ones should you be leveling. I'm going to be breaking that down into little segments so you can get the best understanding and make the most out of your mods. Acquiring the right mods is extremely important to your progression on this game, and we're going to have a look at what mods I would suggest for you to farm. So now mods are at 100% drop rate. You really want to be getting onto this while you can. It seems to be it's something that's going to be staying. It has been confirmed that it's not a limited time only. So really you want to be moving over and trying to get some mods to increase the speeds on your characters or make them just overall better. The first one that you could start with, which has no requirements, only 5-star or higher for the higher tier, is the Health Mod Challenge. I believe overall these are probably one of the best, not the best mods that you can acquire, but the best universal mods that you're going to get. As a set, you only require 2 of them, so these can carry over pretty much onto any character that you're using, and you can still get the best out of your best health mods, and I definitely would advise to farm these first. Character wise, that you can enter this with any characters you like, as long as they're 5-star or higher. You can put in your arena team, you could even put in your raid team to take down this tier 3. To unlock the defense mod, you're going to need to have some Jedi, and you're going to need to have them 5-star or higher. I don't really rate defense mods, I don't think they really bring much to this game, and it is something I would probably advise to avoid. So what you can see straight away that we've got the Jedi, we could do the challenge, but I've never really farmed these because they're a percentage. They can make a set like health mods, but the percentage, again, I just overall don't think it's worth it. You can get these percentages or numbers from secondary, so I would probably stay away from these for the time being. Critical damage mods, in my opinion, hands down are the best mods to farm. You get some great secondaries like you would on the others, but the main stat of the increase of the critical damage you cannot get as secondary, so it's definitely valuable. For this, unfortunately, you're going to need to have some Jawas, and you're going to need to have them 5-star or above. There is some great videos out there of what levels they need to be. They don't need to be all out geared. They just need to get you through the challenge and make little tweaks, put your mods on them to get you through it. But you do need to farm these Jawas first, but they're not all importantly from harder nodes. You can get them from the arena, you can get them from the cantina store, you can even get it from Galactic War and guild shipments. The more one that's going to be the hardest to farm is Jawa, and he is from the cantina nodes. So next on the list we have some critical chance mods, which I think are great. There is definitely characters that can benefit from more critical chance, but as a second priority over maybe critical damage or even health mods, I would then definitely put this in your pool of wanting to farm on, but I wouldn't put this as your go-to farm. All depends on what characters you're running, but there is a lot of characters like Kylo Ren that needs critical chance mods. Doesn't have to, because you can get these from secondaries, but it's them relying on getting some good secondary drops to increase the critical chance. To do this challenge, you're going to need to have 5-star or higher on the Scoundrels, which is great because you should be working towards some Scoundrels for the credit and droid heists. Then we've got some tenacity mod sets. Again, I'm not really going to be farming this personally because I don't really think tenacity is that great in the game at the moment, especially when you've got cleansers. It can be kind of a waste. Completely up to yourself and depending what team you're building, but this would be one of my later priorities, that if I was building a team that I wanted to give them high tenacity, then I'd put that on them, but I wouldn't make it my go-to to do that, if that makes sense. For this, you're going to need to have rebels, and there is a lot of rebels in the game already, and you should be farming rebels because they are quite important to this game and getting Emperor Palpatine, but you're going to need to have them at 5-star or higher. But again, the tenacity mods are one of those, they're kind of like a specialist mods. I wouldn't really farm them unless I needed to build that one character, but I definitely wouldn't be farming them to improve my arena rank. Then we have offense mods. I probably wouldn't really farm these unless you're building a specialist team again. They are mods that you would really put on teams that have high offense or need that extra kick. Like a Nihilus lead, for example, he definitely is going to benefit, and the team around him with offense mods. And First Order, Kylo Ren, definitely can be modded that way too. To complete this challenge on the highest tier may be out of the question because you're going to need to have 5-star or higher first order characters, where 2 first order characters are only farmable from hard nodes. Potency mods are again some specialist mods for some specialist characters. Potency won't work on every single character like crit damage could or health. You know, they are completely different. They're definitely going to be helping characters like T-Bow to increase his turn meter removal, the new reworked Tarkin, any character that applies negative effects. This is going to be great for it. Resistance, they love their potency mods. But to get the highest on this, you're going to need to have 5-star or higher Empire characters, which hopefully you are working on because you do need some Empire characters to unlock R2-D2. So speed mods are great and they can be used on a lot of fast characters. You can put them on slow characters, but they will only increase the speed stats at the last completed gear level. At gear 11, that will not class as a completed gear, so you will only get the speed that you accumulate from gear 10. So let's say your character at gear 11 and you've done all the bits and bobs in there, but he's not gear 12 at the moment. You're only going to be getting the speed that's on gear 10 that you've completed, and it's actually only the base speed. So let's say that you put 100 speed on your character as extra. Through the speed mods, he will not be getting the extra speed from that speed mod. That will not be going into the equation of the speed boost from this mod. It will only be the basic stats before mods and every gear that you've completed. So when you are at gear 11, you will not get any speed that you've accumulated in the gear 11. It will only be for gear 10. So it could be a food for thought if you did want to go after these mods. I don't really use them that much anymore because once I found out that, I just didn't see the point. Yes, they can speed you up a little bit more and it can definitely help you on your shard, but sometimes to me, it's not really worth the farm. But you are going to need to have 5-star or higher on the resistance to do this. Something to work towards. Resistance are great for the AAT, especially after their little buff or change that they currently had. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have a look at the mods that drop and which ones you really should be upgrading. So the first mod types that really drop the most are the kind of like non-rare, kind of like a grey, light blue. I really wouldn't really be upgrading these unless you need a primary stat from that, like this potency for example. If you do need the potency, then definitely upgrade it. If it is a mod stat that you need, then go for it, but there is no real reason why you should really be upgrading these. What I mean by that, you're not really going to be getting any great secondary stats from these kind of mods because they are kind of non-rare. So when you do upgrade them, they're only going to roll once for each secondary stat. So we're going to upgrade it now, and I'm going to show you an example of this. So we're going to take this straight to level 15, and we're just going to go all the way. We're not going to mess around by going in between levels or anything like that. We're just going to put it to level 15. I'm going to show you the stats that we're going to be getting from this. So we're going to upgrade it, and as you can see, the speed that we got was a +4. If there was speed already on there, that speed then has a chance to re-roll, but because there was no visible secondary stats, we're going to get the basic first tier stats ever from these mods. So in my opinion, this is a waste of your credits, and you should only really be upgrading these kind of grey blue mods when you need to. That is the only purpose for them. The next mod that we're going to be looking at is the green rarity mod. So this is one higher than the mod that I've just shown you. This will only increase the stat that you can see on screen. So as you can see, we've got some protection on there. Only that will increase. We will get more stats from there, so we could get some speed on this protection mod, but it's not going to be very high, and it's going to be very similar to the last mod that I've just shown you. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade that, and we're going to see how much the protection increases on this secondary. So as you can see, what we got from there, we did get free speed, but it didn't kind of like double or roll over, but we got the increase on the protection as what I just mentioned. I would only upgrade these mods if you do see some speed on there or something that's going to help you improve your team. The next in rarity is blue, which is quite a good mod. You're going to have 2 chances to increase these secondary stats that you see on screen, but we're also going to get 2 random stats that will not be increased. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade that and see if we can get some good speed on this. It is a health mod, so it's not really that great. You want to have protection on the circle normally at all times, but it's just an example of showing you how these stats increase. As you can see, we did not get any speed increase on this, which is quite disappointing, but it's something that happens across the game. It is a roll of the dice. We got some nice amount of protection on here at 4.51%, but again, the mod primary stat of health isn't that great, and there will only be a very small select of characters that can benefit from this mod type. The next one on the list is the purple mod. This is the second from rarest, and this means we're going to have 3 rerolls that we're going to have some stats increased on it. What you can see so far is that we've got 3 stats. This is only a 2-dot mod. I don't actually have any base stats of a 5-dot mod for the purple. But we're going to upgrade this, and I'm going to show you what increases that you get from this. But as you can see on there, they are going to be quite low because it is a 2-dot mod. If it was a 5-dot mod, you'd see much of a higher increase. But you do get 3 increases on this, and that's going to be the 3 rolls. Purple mod's definitely worth the upgraded. Always look out for speed, because that is definitely the base of this game, where it is consistently, through every meta, is all about speed. Lastly, we have the rarest mod type of them all, and that is the gold mod. This means that all those base stats you can see on there have a chance of increasing 4. So that's 4 in total, so we're not going to see every base stat increase by 4, but we could see 1 or 2 base stats have a total of 4. So we're going to upgrade it, and I'm going to show that we can see the base stats of this right now. Hopefully we can get some critical chance on this, but again, the primary stat of this mod isn't something I would ever really upgrade. That's why it's sitting there, and I haven't upgraded it to this day. So what we can see on there, that the defense increased the most, and that would have probably had 3 turns, and the offense would have had the 1. Not the best roll, and this is something, again, it's consistently across the board, but the gold mods are the best, and if you can get some sweet speed on the gold or purple mod, you could get 20 plus speed, and that is if RNG is in your favour. If you're due to win the lottery, if you do get a mod like this, then maybe you want to go out and just run out and get the lottery done, because if you're winning in this game and getting 20 odd speed, then you definitely got luck in your favour. So when you've been farming a few mods, you definitely want to be starting to make some sets from this. So I'm just going to read this out, what this does, and I'm going to explain it to you. Earn a set bonus by assigning multiple mods of the same type, same symbol. Some sets require 2 mods and others require 4 mods. A max set bonus can be earned if all mods in the same set are level 15. So what that means, guys, is that you want to be creating these sets with these mods with the same mod types, and we're going to explain that on there, but you definitely want to be making sure you're enhancing them to level 15 to get the max set bonus. As you can see on here, health mods only require 2, but to get the best out of them, you're going to be wanting those 2 mods at level 15, and you're going to get a plus 5% health. It's the same with the defense. Critical damage mods are going to require 4, but if you do enhance them to level 15, you're going to get a plus 30% critical damage. If you had 2 critical chance mods, again, level 15, you're going to get a plus 5% critical chance. For 2 level 15 tenacity mods, you're going to be getting a plus 10% tenacity. If you have 4 max level 15s of offense mods, you're going to be getting a plus 10% offense, which in my opinion isn't that great. You can get that from secondaries quite easily, but that is probably one of the reasons why I've never gone after them, because I just think crit damage themselves are generally better. The same as tenacity, potency is going to be given a plus 10% potency for 2 mods, so you can get a total of 30% potency or tenacity depending how you're modding your characters, but you could definitely just have 6 as a total, which is going to be giving you then a 30% potency increase. With speed mods, you're going to need to have 4 of these, so you can only get a maximum of plus 10% speed from this. So it's definitely food for thought if you did want to go over them, and make sure that you did understand the requirements of having them and what they do. It's definitely limited, in my opinion, that you don't get all the stats from gear 11. You will only get them once you've passed gear 10, and it is only again on base speed. And the final place to have a look for some mods is the mod store. They don't always have some good mods in there, so it is kind of a flip of a coin, but you can definitely refresh for 15 crystals if you wanted to and try your luck at the draw. But again, you could see a great mod in here, and then you've got to roll the dice of enhancing it, so it is very difficult in this game to get a good mod. So hopefully the sound on my voice is a lot better to my previous videos. I got sent from Blue, one of their Blue Yetis. They must have seen my videos and thought, hey, this guy needs a new mic. And wow, I got the Blue Yeti Blackout. And it is something that we're going to be having a little bit of a partnership going forward. And I can see some great things coming to this channel and to you guys. A big massive thank you to Chris from Blue for sorting this for me. This mic is awesome. So on that note, we're going to wrap things up. So has this mod guide been a little bit helpful for you? You probably know a lot of the information that I've shared in this video, but there may be some key areas that you have missed. If there is anything that I've missed from this video, then please feel free to comment below. Or what tactic do you use? I am definitely intrigued to know. If you've enjoyed the video, then please make sure that you are leaving a like, because it does help the channel grow. I've got some great AAT stuff coming up where I'm going to be doing the transition from normal AAT over to heroic, so it's definitely worth the subscribe for that alone. Thank you very much for watching this video today, and I do hope it has been helpful. I'm the Smithie D. May the force be with you always.